November 2024, California Superior Court. Judge Victoria Kolakowski is reviewing Exhibit 6C in a housing dispute. The witness on screen looks wrong. Her voice is disjointed. Her face twitches. Every few seconds, she repeats the same expression, an uncanny rhythm that human movement doesn't follow. Judge Kolakowski realizes what she's looking at. One of the first documented AI-generated deepfakes submitted as authentic evidence in a U.S. court. Not flagged as synthetic or disclosed as manipulated, just presented as reality. As the case proceeded and the evidence was scrutinized, something fundamental had shifted. A line had been crossed that can't be uncrossed. Welcome to the collapse of trust. For centuries, proof worked. A photograph captured reality. A video showed what happened. A recording preserved the truth. Courts relied on evidence. Journalism verified facts. Insurance investigated claims. Democracy trusted votes. Unfortunately, that system is dying. This is not a future problem. In California alone, courts have documented fabricated legal citations in 851 cases, where attorneys appear to have used AI to generate fake case law. 21 out of 23 citations in one appellate brief didn't exist. Phantom cases, invented legal precedent, fiction presented as settled law. The court sanctioned the lawyer $10,000, not for losing the case, but for wasting judicial resources verifying phantom legal authority that was never real. In reported UK court cases, audio recordings have been presented that forensic analysis later revealed were heavily doctored. In one instance, used to portray a father as violent in a custody dispute. The deepfake worked until experts caught inconsistencies, but only because someone thought to question it. How many haven't been questioned? Federal judges are now openly worried. As Minnesota Judge Paul Hilgis put it, judges are starting to consider, is this evidence authentic? Has it been modified? Is it just plain old fake? We've learned over the last several months that it's not very difficult to make a really realistic video of someone doing something they never did. The legal system is scrambling. In November 2024, the Federal Advisory Committee on Evidence Rules considered a new rule specifically for AI fabricated evidence. If adopted, it would require judges to weigh whether evidence altered by AI creates more prejudice than probative value. Think about what that means. The legal system, built on evidence, precedent, and documented truth, is now considering rules that assume evidence itself may not be trustworthy. Journalism isn't faring any better. In February 2024, a France 24 journalist was targeted with a deepfake that manipulated both his voice and the headline of his reporting on President Macron's visit to Ukraine. The fake spread faster than the truth, and his credibility was attacked by people who never saw the correction. Now multiply that across every journalist, every story, every source. When one person can be deepfaked, everyone becomes suspect. Newsrooms are deploying AI detection tools such as Optic, Hive Moderation, Invid, Deepware Scanner. A 2024 study from the University of Mississippi tested how journalists used these tools. The result? They over-relied on them when the results matched their instincts, and became paralyzed with doubt when the tools contradicted other verification methods. The tools themselves are failing. They give probabilistic results, but don't explain what they were trained to detect or when they were last updated. Different tools reach different conclusions on the same content, and as AI generation advances, the detection tools fall further behind. Then there's context manipulation. In October 2024, a video circulated on Facebook claiming to show a massive explosion at Mossad headquarters in Tel Aviv. Analysis later revealed it was actually footage from a 2015 chemical blast in Tianjin, China. This was not AI-generated. However, it was deliberately reframed to deceive. And it worked because the footage was real. This may be more dangerous than deepfakes. Because the footage is authentic, it's harder to debunk. You can't run it through a deepfake detector. It will pass. Full Fact, a UK fact-checking organization, documented the impact after the 2024 UK election. Over half of voters saw misleading information. Around a quarter encountered deepfake photos, videos, or audio clips. And while most deepfakes were quickly identified and debunked, the damage was already done. Trust eroded not because the fakes worked perfectly, but because people now assume everything might be fake. Here's where it gets truly dangerous. Doubt itself becomes a weapon. If any evidence can be questioned, then all evidence can be dismissed. Genuine footage of police brutality? Deepfake. Authentic audio of corporate fraud? AI generated. Real documents exposing corruption? Fabricated. Researchers call this the liar's dividend. The benefit bad actors gain when they can plausibly deny authentic evidence by claiming it's synthetic. You don't need to create deepfakes. You just need people to believe deepfakes exist. Consider insurance. Dashcam footage used to be reliable evidence in accident claims. Insurers trusted it. Courts accepted it. Now, adjusters must increasingly ask, was this real or AI generated to stage an accident and commit fraud? In 2025, financial security firms report that deepfakes are implicated in approximately 5% of identity verification failures. That's not a rounding error, but a systemic vulnerability. In a widely reported February 2024 case, an employee at a Hong Kong engineering firm joined what seemed like a routine video call. His colleagues appeared to be there. The CFO seemed to be leading. Everyone looked real. Everyone sounded normal. Following their instructions, the employee transferred $25 million. Every single person on that call was later determined to be a deepfake. Every face, every voice. The entire meeting was synthetic. Families have started establishing code words to verify identity during phone calls, like something out of a Cold War spy novel. People on video calls ask others to perform specific physical actions. Turn your head sharply, touch your ear, wave with both hands. This is to check if the video glitches and reveals the algorithm underneath. This is humanity developing immune responses to synthetic reality in real time. When you can't verify reality yourself, you're forced to trust someone else to verify it for you. That's the shift happening right now. From truth you can see to authority you must believe. Courts are increasingly requiring digital forensic experts to authenticate evidence at significant cost to litigants. Here's the uncomfortable implication. Whoever controls the verification systems controls truth. If courts rely on specific forensic tools, those tools become gatekeepers of justice. If journalism depends on platform-verified content, platforms shape what's considered real. If governments certify authenticity systems, they influence the narrative. We're not building systems to preserve truth. We're building systems to manage our collective inability to recognize it. Judge Kolakowski's deepfake case in November 2024 was a preview of things to come. We're entering an era where seeing is no longer believing, where every video could be synthetic and every audio clip might be cloned. Because fabrication is now very easy, this is the collapse of trust. Not a sudden crash, a slow erosion, and it's already begun. This is AI Security Report. Subscribe, stay aware, and stay ahead of the machines.